it's Jen from Stamp Silly, and today I've got a really fun card to share with you. As you can see in the video here, this card is super duper sparkly, and I just love it. I created this for my daughter Aubrey, who will turn 6 in April, so I'm ahead of the game, which is a first, and I actually have a card for her already. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to create this card, and hopefully you'll pick up a few tips and tricks along the way. There's nothing fancy to it. In fact, it's pretty simple. So I'm starting off with a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch piece of Bermuda Bay cardstock. And I've just got some Versamark ink here. This ink is the super sticky ink. We have to remember this. This is what we use for heat embossing. So I am just going to take this ink directly to my cardstock, and as you can see, I'm kind of twisting it into the paper, and I'm going to give it a couple of pulls. I don't really want any lines where the ink starts and stops. So that's why I'm pulling it across the paper a little bit. And sometimes you can in fact see where your lines start and stop. So if you just pull it across your paper once you've got it inked up really well, then you shouldn't have that as a problem. Okay, so now I'm just doing the other side, and I'm just leaving the center because we're not going to need to worry about the center having any Versamark on it. It's going to be covered up by that center panel. Okay, I think I have it pretty good there. Now what I'm going to do is bring in some iridescent ice embossing powder, and I'm just going to work on a piece of scrap paper because this is messy. In fact, there you probably just saw some of the iridescent ice fall from the sky. Okay, so I'm just going to sprinkle this on generously, and we'll tap off the excess just like that. And really what I can do here with what's left on my paper is pick it up and move it around and not waste. We won't waste any of it, don't worry. Okay, so there I've got those two sides covered, and I'm not too worried about the center. I have a couple of thumbprints in the center, but you know what, it's not going to matter. It's all going to get covered up. So I have that, and because I've done this on a piece of scratch paper, I'm going to set the Bermuda Bay piece aside, and this just creates a funnel, goes back into my container, and I can throw the scrap paper away or I can use it again. I will dust off my excess glitter. It will be all over my pants later, and that's just fine. Okay, so now I'm going to heat emboss this. Okay, so that's all heat embossed, and now look at that shine. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it, I love it, I love it. And you may be wondering why I chose this color combination of, it's actually Bermuda Bay, and then this is Blushing Bride. So it's kind of a different color combination here. I've got some Pool Party. What I did is I started with my Bermuda Bay, and because that's one of my daughter's favorite colors, it's kind of a go-to color for her besides pink. She loves this color, so I thought, okay, that's going to be perfect. Well, when it starts to sparkle, when the iridescent ice sparkles, you get that Bermuda Bay color coming through. You may not be able to see it on the camera real well, but so to get there, what I did is I simply grabbed my Bermuda Bay marker and I put it next to my Blushing Bride marker, and I decided, yes, they look great together. I like it. And I wasn't sure what third color to throw in there, so I grabbed my Pool Party marker. And it just happened that I thought, okay, this was really a good color combination. I have all of the colors of markers from Stampin' Up, and this is an easy way for me to decide what colors to put together. All I have to do is look at these caps and decide, yes, this works. It's an easy way to know if a color is going to clash together or not. So this works for me. Hopefully it will work for you. Okay, now I'm going to grab our center panel, Okay, so this center panel happens to measure 2.5 by 4.25. You could make this as wide or narrow as you want. That's not going to matter at all. So I'm going to start off with our new number of years stamp set. This stamp set is very, very versatile. You guys will love it. You've got your numbers, and it comes with a coordinating die set to die cut all of these numbers. The 6, remember, also acts as your 9, so you've got double duty there. And you've got some great little sentiments. Look who's turning. I thought about using that on this card, but it just wasn't going to go with how I was trying to put it together. So anyway, the number of years the world has been a better place because you're in it. That's a good one too. And then you know what else? You've got the like the second. You've got the ND and the TH and the ST to put behind those letters. One thing I really love about this is they've included a grade, like second grade. I think that's perfect because I can use this in my Project Life pages. So I also like the fact that they remembered to include anniversary. And the last thing, again, I mean, who doesn't have a 29th birthday again? I know I've had like 5 of them. You know, maybe more than that. But anyway, okay, let's keep moving here. I need some Whisper White cardstock, and I've just got a scrap here that I've already die cut. This happens to be shimmery white cardstock because, hey, we can't get enough of that shimmery color. I don't know if you guys can catch that on the camera, but it's got that little bit of shimmer to it. For this one, for this card, I'm actually going to turn this into a 7th birthday card because my niece Leah will turn 7 just 2 months after Aubrey turns 6. So they're going to get matching birthday cards, and hopefully they don't notice, or maybe they'll think that's really super cool. Okay, so I'm going to stamp the 7 in Pool Party ink, just like that. These numbers are, they have a little bit of distress to the image itself. So if you think that it didn't stamp real clear, that's part of the stamp set. It's kind of got a worn look to it. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Enough talking. I'm going to keep moving here. All right, so now we've got this excellent die set that coordinates with the stamp set. So I'm going to use the 7 also, but before I go and die cut this, I'm going to push this aside and grab a scrap of Pool Party ink. Okay, so I have my Pool Party cardstock here, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that with the banner image from this set also. So here's our banner image, and we're gonna die cut several things at a time. That's how I typically like to do it. This is going to also get stamped in, no it's not, sorry, I'm confusing myself. This gets stamped in Bermuda Bay. So I needed to grab my ink pad there. So here I've got Bermuda Bay. Oops. Helps if I turn my stamp block the correct way. I'm going to go ahead and stamp the banner image on there. Perfect. And pull that up and stamp the birthday in the center. We'll hope I got it in the center. I did. Okay, now I'm going to go die cut both of those at the same time and save myself just a little bit of time there. So I will be right back. Okay, so now I'm back. I've die cut both of those, the 7 and the birthday banner, and now we're really ready to assemble. One last quick thing I'm going to do though is on my piece of Blushing Bride, I took the little teeny tiny flower. It's actually bigger in real life than what it is on the cover of the stamp set. But I'm going to take the flower. Actually, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to take the little dots. They kind of look like confetti. So this will separate the 2 birthday cards. so that they won't be the same. So I'm just going to use the little dots from the set and stamp that in the background. It's going to be super, super faint because I'm using Blushing Bride on Blushing Bride, but I think that's okay because I don't want it to compete with what else we've got going on this card. We've already got all that glittery stuff, so I don't want it to be too wild for everything else. So I've got that done. It's just a super quick step that adds a little bit of something to the card. I don't know if you could see that. Oh, sure you can. In the little flowers that I added there. I just think they're super sweet. So, okay, so now, next step, we need to add the happy and the TH for the 7th. So what I do here is I'm going to lay this out how I want it to lay on the card once it's done, so that I know where my placement needs to go for those. So I'm going to grab the happy, switch up a block here real quick. Okay, that I'm going to stamp in Bermuda Bay right onto the Blushing Bride cardstock. So I know that my 7 I want there, so I'm going to just do happy above it. And then I need the TH. I'm going to do that just slightly down. How about right there? There we go. Looks good to me. Okay, so we're just about done with this card. It's actually pretty quick to make. So now what I will do is I'm going to adhere the Bermuda Bay piece, and I'm going to use the Real Strong Fast Fuse for this because we heat embossed a lot of this paper and it's got just a little bit of warpage to it. So to get rid of that warping, the Fast Fuse will make that stick real well. Oops, I went off the paper. Real well to the card base. And I'm using a lot. Don't be afraid. I like the glue. I don't want my card to come apart ever. So, okay. So now I'm going to adhere this to my card front. First I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. Usually I can get a better idea of where to line this up then, because it is a full card front. Most of the time, if you know me well, I don't do a full card front. I typically tend to go with a 4 by 5 1/4 size. But for this one, I did do the full thing. Now, I've got a little overhang here, so I'm just going to trim that off real quick. That helps clean the edge up a little bit so that you don't have that cardstock peeking through the back side. Now we're ready to go ahead and adhere this, but first I want to put a lace doily, tea lace doily underneath there. And for that, I'm also just going to use some Fast Fuse real carefully. You have to be careful on the back of the doily when you do this because it will rip your doily. Trust me, ask me how I know. So I'm going to lay that down. Hopefully I've got it pretty well centered. It's close. Close enough anyway. A 7-year-old little girl probably won't notice if it's not perfectly even. So now let's get this in here again. It's probably not perfect, but it's good. Okay, to do the 7, first I'm going to put a little bit of Stampin' Dimensionals back behind it. Now, because this is a skinny little image, I typically like to take one, I'll see if that fits, it doesn't. I'm going to take my Stampin' Dimensionals and cut these in half a little bit and get them to fit where they can. But I like to use the edges of the dimensionals to go along these skinny edges. And sometimes you have to trim those off. A lot of times I don't, but I just cut them off. They'll be fine. It doesn't hurt the dimensional. They don't scream or anything at you. Okay, so now I'm going to peel the backing off And before I put this onto the card front, I'm going to use some of our gold metallic thread, and I just wrap it around my fingers a couple of times, quite a few times, whatever suits my fancy, and tack it into those dimensionals in the back. And I've got one last strand that I'm going to just try and stick down there. Alright. In a mess, but I love it. Okay, there's my 7th, and then the birthday, I'm also just going to use some fast fuse and adhere that down. I'm going to kind of tuck that underneath the tail of the 7 just a little bit. I think it helps the 7 pop up more visually. So anyway, there's our card, and like I said, this is actually really quick and simple. You could do multiples of these if you have several birthdays coming up with the same number or something like that. You can easily switch out the colors and get something totally different. So I love this technique of using the Versamark and the iridescent ice embossing powder. It gives you your own glimmer paper and it doesn't rub off, which is perfect. So alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed, and please be sure to stay tuned to my YouTube channel here and to the blog. The blog address is stamped-silly.com, and I'll be posting more regularly in 2016, so be sure to watch for that, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Alright, thanks everyone, bye-bye.